I'm with the ever so sophisticated and stunning Jessica. Jessica?
Jess.
Jess.
Let's go with Jess.
Let's go with Jess. Alexander. And you are a karter for Apollo
Yes.
karting team.
Yes, I am.
And what series do you race in?
So we race in the British Endurance Championship. We've also done a bit of sprint racing. We do the Warden Law Kart Club. We did the Autumn Cup there. And this year we're competing in the British Pro Kart Sprint Championship. So it's going to be a busy season for us this year. A lot of racing going on.
Okay, and you're quite competitive and quite successful. So you have a bit of trophies, is there to talk about?
Yeah, we had a really good 2023. We won the British 6-hour championship. We won the British overall championship, and then to round the season off, we won the Warden Law Sprint Championship as well, which was a really good way to top off the year. Massive team effort from everybody involved. Just it was results-wise was a brilliant season.
Fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So we're at the Racing Pride event, Accelerate Pride, and one of the, you've been part of the panel, and there's been a lot of Q&As today, and one of the takes that I got from yourself is that you're quite well known, and you don't need to sort of keep flying that flag and keep sort of flying the banner, but your personal take seems to be that you would like to inspire generations more than anything else.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things, and I'm lucky to be in the position that I can, that I'm quite well known within the sport, is to be able to inspire younger drivers. I think one of the things I probably struggled with when I was younger was not having anyone to look up to in the sport as a role model, who kind of identified with where I was feeling at the time. So I think one of the things I try and focus on is being something that people feel they can relate to. I'm generally quite open with people about the difficulties. Obviously, it's not the easiest thing in the world coming out in the sport, but it's the kind of thing that once you do it makes your life immeasurably better. And I'll never regret coming out in the sport, even though it was difficult at the time. And that's one of the key takeaways that I would want anyone who was in the position I was in before I was out in the sport to take away, is that maybe it'll seem difficult, but it is possible. And I would encourage anyone that's on the fence to consider being who you are in the sport, because it's improved my life and my career in the sport immeasurably.
Yeah. Do you feel like it is getting easier to be more yourself, or is there still some sort of walls to push down?
I think there's always going to be walls at the moment, with acceptance. I think it's come a long way, as I say, even in the 10 or so years that I've been out in the sport. I think that this has been great. I mean, organisations like Racing Pride have worked wonders for LGBTQ plus inclusion in the sport. And yeah, I think having, there's now visible role models around, which for young drivers at least, and I hope that people that are around that are role models are approachable. I hope that people like myself can inspire, and as I say, can show, potentially people who are on the fence about where they stand in the sport, that you can come out and exist as an LGBTQ plus person in the sport, and it can be fantastic.
Yeah, I liked something that you said along the lines of it's just being a person, just living your life as a person, whatever your orientation.
Yeah, I think that the way that I kind of consider it is that I don't feel like I'm doing anything special. That's the way I kind of look at it myself, is that I'm just being who I feel like I am, and I think that's one of the best things that I've found about the sport, is that means, in this community, means I've felt like I'm able to do that quite authentically. I think I've got a great team of people around me at the moment who will support me in that, and it doesn't feel that perhaps seems unremarkable, but it doesn't feel like anything special in the good way. It doesn't feel like I'm doing anything particularly difficult, even though obviously maybe it did however many years ago. And I think that's the most important thing, is when we all go racing, we put a helmet on, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether it's a kart, whether it's a car, whether it's a bike. We're all competing against each other, and it doesn't matter who you are. That's one of the best things about motorsport.
Yeah, I sort of feel like what you've maybe done is just normalise. I was talking with Kerry from Alpine earlier, and she said that we're all just people, but we're all, whether we're straight, LGBTQ plus, whatever we are, whether we are disabled, is that we're a person, and we need to normalise just being a person and being able to just be ourselves.
I think that's the most important thing, is being yourself, being authentic to who you feel you are, and living your life like that. That's for me, that's the thing that's made me the most authentic version of myself, is feeling like I can be just another person who happens to want to enjoy motorsport. And if that's me as a trans person, then that's great, and that's who I feel I am, and that's something that I feel very strongly about.
Yeah, and you feel like the other teams, there's circuits, the whole. Well, I don't like using the word circus necessarily, but the whole structure around you and around your racing series. Do you feel that that's become more accepting?
Yeah, I think we obviously, there's always going to be the challenges of people who haven't come across members of the LGBTQ plus community, and our paddock's not a particularly diverse paddock for one reason or another, and I think for some people it's been a challenge accepting, not necessarily accepting, but in understanding, and I believe one of the most important things that I can do is educate people on what it means to be trans in this sport, and what it means to exist and compete as a trans person. I believe in educating as best we can, and I think that improves it for everybody. That's going to make it easier for people further down the line to feel like they can be who they are.
Yeah. Do you sometimes feel that that's more your purpose in life than to be a racing driver?
I think it comes hand in hand. I see myself as I'll always want to help everybody out. That's who I am as a person. And if me in the position I'm in can help everybody else out, then sure. As I say, I'm here because I love racing karts. That's the reason I love what I do. But if I can use that platform to make life easier for someone else, then I would 100% support that, and that's why I'm as involved as I am in what I do.
That's amazing. Well, you spoke absolutely wonderfully today, and it's fantastic to see you here at this Racing Pride event. I wish you every bit of luck in your future and more trophies coming your way.
Here's hoping.
Yeah, and thanks so much,
Thank you
Jess.
very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.